is right now, in this moment, in this time, in this place, in this part of the country, localized entirely within this airplane, the time to teach this lesson? Is this the time? Why are you with him? That's criminal behavior for real. Gay mouse army for the gay mouse wedding. Let's go, baby.
We will inspect your home, your home right now.
Warning. Episodes may contain discussion of potentially triggering subjects. Please see the description for more information. Welcome back to Hole Inspector. I've got my coffee in my Hole Inspector Private Investigator coffee mug that is available for purchase on downrightmerch.com, BeardPrincess.com. What's the link? Haven Hand. What is our next keyword or phrase? Taco. I'm sure that's going to get us something that we've looked at before, but I'm going to try. No, actually. Am I the hole for forcing my boyfriend to do the dishes? I'm lactose intolerant. Every time I make tacos, my boyfriend always makes jokes about how I'm, quote, disrespecting Mexican culture by not having cheese in my tacos. I've told him multiple times I'm not going to give myself the poopies just to make him feel better about my friggin' tacos. He's not even Mexican. He's white. This came to a head last night when we were having tacos again. I got up to go to the bathroom. When I came back, I noticed my taco looked tampered with. I go to inspect, and lo and behold, there's effing cheese buried underneath the other ingredients. I told my boyfriend he was a raging douche canoe and went to bed, leaving him to do the cleanup. I still haven't spoken to him all morning, and he's complaining about how I forced him to do the dishes because normally I do them. Am I the hole here? This man doesn't respect you. This man doesn't respect your food. He put his grubby little fucking fingers all up in your fucking taco to what? Hide some cheese in there because he doesn't believe you're lactose intolerant? Because he believes it's disrespectful to Mexican culture? I don't fucking think so. Trash the man and embrace happiness. Why are you with him? That's criminal behavior for real. The top comment is, do Mexicans use cheese in tacos? I thought that was a Western edition. He's not the love of your life. Hit him with your car. Absolutely. Easy. Easy. Throw the man away. Throw him away. Not raid. Throw the man away. Not the hole. Fruity. Did you have a word for us? A triumphant return? Melons. I do love me some melons. Big fan of melons. Big melons fan. Oh my God! Would I be the hole if I told a lady on a plane to give in to her crying toddler's demands? I've been sitting on a flight for about 30 minutes now waiting for takeoff, and the toddler behind me is screaming at the top of his lungs, Cocomelon! 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 For at least 20 out of the 30 minutes. And I hear his mom say, no Cocomelon, you need to learn to live without it. Is right now, in this moment, in this time, in this place, in this part of the country, localized entirely within this airplane, the time to teach this lesson? Is this the time? I don't think this is the time to teach that lesson. I understand not wanting to give in to your son's demands and teach him that he will get what he wants, that he will not get what he wants if he screams loud enough. But this is an 8-hour flight. The Wi-Fi is literally $5 and it will shut him up. I'd offer to pay if she doesn't want to. Do I say something or do I keep my mouth shut? Edit 1. I have noise canceling AirPods, but it's still not shutting him out. I have to play music at max volume to begin to not hear him. I swear this kid has a microphone in his voice box. 15 minutes later and he's still screaming. The visibly annoyed flight attendant just offered them free Wi-Fi and she's still not taking it. She is certain he will get tired of the crying and will stop. It's been an hour. Kid's screaming has only gotten worse. He screamed, "I hate you. I wish I had a better mommy." Me too, kid. Me too. Final update, hopefully, over 1.5 hours in, kid finally stopped crying. She finally gave in, accepted the free Wi-Fi, and he's quietly watching Cocomelon on her phone. And I didn't have to say anything. Let's just hope she doesn't change her mind. Yeah, right, Guava. This is the time for the lesson to have already been known. Right. Top comment from Reddit. This is literally the opposite of how you handle a toddler on a flight. When you're stuck in a metal tube with a bunch of strangers, is not the time to wean your kid off of the tablet and kickstart your brand new no more excess screen time parenting resolutions. Agree. Agree. The title. Nothing like finally getting engaged to the love of your life and planning your wedding, only to find that a sentimental detail is gone because of transphobic parents. When I was a little girl, my Oma and my girl cousins and I sat around and talked about our future weddings and what we would want our dresses to look like, and bouquets, and future husbands, number of kids. I was not super engaged in the conversation, but I was included. But my Oma knew how to draw me in because we bonded over our mutual love of stuffed animals, something that has followed me into adulthood. She had hand-me-downs for all the other little girls in the family to give them for their wedding days: jewelry, hand mirrors, other trinkets, shoes, or handbags. They shopped in her vast closet all day, and I sat in her room and played with the stuffed animals. And she asked me if I wanted a tiny, palm-sized stuffed white mouse to put in my bouquet when I got married. It would be about the size of a peony bloom, lightweight, and the right size not to crush the flowers. I was immediately obsessed. She gave the mouse to my mom for safekeeping. My mom held onto the mouse, and I would pull it out and hold it reverently and inspect it and make sure it was clean and knew it was being saved for a special day. Then, in high school, I came out as trans, and suddenly I wasn't my parents' barely tolerated eldest daughter, because let's face it, we had problems then too, but their openly disliked trans son. As soon as they could wash their hands of me, they did, and I wasn't allowed to take Oma's mouse when I left. I didn't think about it because when I moved out, I didn't have the blushing bride-to-be in the forefront of my mind. My parents are not willing to mail me my birth certificate to help me leave the country safely right now, and I'm sure the stuffed mouse is out of the question. I'm still not a blushing bride, and I'm not going to marry one. My future husband and I want to have an in-memorial bouquet with the mouse in it on a table at our wedding next to our "take a kippa just for today, we promise they don't bite" basket. I wanted to just replace the mouse because I know where she bought it originally, but it's discontinued. They're available online, but I'm having a hard time finding one that isn't used and worn looking. I just have grief. We don't have a date yet. We haven't even started planning or anything official. This is my literal first wedding planning thought. Anyway, thanks for listening. Cheers. It all has to get better from here. None of my side of the family is even invited. LMAO. I'm so sorry. Okay, there's some of OP's responses. Sorry you're going through all of this when you're supposed to be having one of the best seasons in your life. I hope you can take comfort in the fact that your Oma loved you so much. If you want to post a picture of the mouse, stuffies, or the name of it or anything, I can help you find one. I'm glad you're creating a new family. OP responds, it's ridiculous. It's the IKEA Der Gosig Mouse in white, upright. It's so silly because it's not an impossible task. I haven't searched high and low or anything, but I've balked at spending $24 to $50 on a 99-cent plush. And it's not about the cost, and I don't know why I'm stuck on it. I think it's because I want my mouse, not someone else's second-hand used mouse they still think is worth $50 because it's discontinued now. Oh, there's an image! Oh, sick nasty! There it is. There's the little mouse. Little mousey. Super random, might not scratch the itch for you, but I'm a lesbian who knits and sews. I could make you a mouse like that. Maybe that'll feel better to you than buying it from a stranger, community, stepping into family and all that. My DMs are closed because I don't like randos DMing me, but if you'd feel like that'd be a solution that would fix this for you, I'd just respond to this comment. I'll open my DMs. You can give me some more info about the mouse and we can figure out details from there. It's an incredibly sweet offer, and I saw it right after someone in Europe found one for a very palatable price. If that comes through, I'm going to be so excited. I haven't heard back from them, but I think I kind of want to see what you come up with regardless. It's such a lovely offer, and we haven't set a date yet, so there's no urgency. And when community rallies together, my mouse can have a friend, and they can be gay mice. Symbolic. Okay. And we have some edits. 3 wonderful people have found solutions to my mouse problem when initially I came here primarily to grieve in a community who would not focus on the trans part, but rather the mouse part. I even have been offered a solution that includes something so meaningful and moving that I'm not mentioning it in this edit because I want it to be a surprise, and I don't want my fiance to accidentally spoil it for himself if he finds this post. I'm in absolute tears, and I'm not the easy crier in the relationship. Edit number 2. I've now received offers of 5 mice, which has reminded me of the strength of community in times that have felt so bleak recently. Because of that, I would like to extend invitations to any Gossig mouse who would like to attend the wedding as a visual reminder that family are the people who show up for you, no matter what that ends up looking like. We will be including a small sign explaining that our original mouse was lost to time to avoid addressing my lousy family, and that people from our community from around the world wanted to help make sure my Oma was honored and our day was perfect regardless. I'm happy, of course, to pay travel expenses, shipping, for any mouse that would like to attend our wedding. Please do not feel obligated, as I have substantially more mice than anticipated and more than I needed. My heart is full. I'm only telling my fiance about 1 mouse, and the rest will be a surprise to him on our wedding day. This has gone from just wanting a way to honor and remember my Oma to a way to do that and so much more. I don't feel robbed at all anymore. This adds so much to my experience and to my special day. It's not what I would have planned. It's not what Oma would have planned, and certainly not what she would have wanted. She celebrated me for who I am, but it would not have transpired if my parents weren't the way that they are. I have spent a lot of this year crying about how devoid of family I feel, and people keep telling me about found family, and I've never connected with that concept. I think this is part of what that means. My larger queer community is doing what my family should but refuse to, helping make sure that my wedding day has the special details to feel perfect, just like I always imagined since I was a little kid, and everyone is doing it so selflessly. I've rather lost count of how many are arriving at this very moment, which is incredible on its own right. I have been weeping all year because of how much I miss my Oma and how much I wish I could talk to her, and this feels like a hug from her, with the help from strangers even before the wedding. Oh. Update post, 2 months later. I have stuffed mice flooding my mailbox, and I'm so overwhelmed with gratitude and have no words for the impact this has to me right now. I intend to create a display with all the mice and a little map of where each came from and a memorial bouquet, explaining that the original mouse was lost to time, but that our international queer community has embraced us in a time of need to remind us that there are wonderful people everywhere despite everything. After our wedding, I plan on putting them in a shadow box and framing them somewhere in our home. There are still mice on their way to me. One is hanging out with my best man, and another is with a friend of mine closer to where we are about to move. I'm just floored. Thank you all for all of your kind words, your mice, and the reminder that family are the people who show up for you, not the people who give you genetic material. Mini wedding. Oh, there's more. Mini wedding update. Hi to the Boru people. Oh, best of Reddit updates people. I never expected one of my posts to blow up like that. I'm posting this one here because it feels like bloat to the LGBT weddings feed. I'll post the next pics update there, probably in October after the big day. We finally have a date for our wedding, which if you saw my previous posts, we didn't. We are still accepting mice, and I have opened it up to all colors of Gossig mice, any variety of homemade mice. So now I can finally tell y'all, mice who cannot find airfare before October 1st likely won't be able to attend our wedding. This wedding has been so emotionally fraught for me and an enormous joy and redemption, and I, and by extension my partner, have experienced so much insulation from the anguish in the outside world because I get to sit in my very silly stuffed mouse and wedding planning bubble when I think about it. I went from worrying that my side of the wedding would look humiliatingly sparse to wondering if we would have enough mice to put mice in the seats that felt too empty too. These mice might have felt like a very tangible expression of something I've had to have my whole life. Creative problem solving in the face of a really lousy family who refused to celebrate me or anything about me, even in my most joyous moments of my life, and the people who have shown up time and time again to help me when I've needed it. My family of origin sure haven't done it, but there have always been people available somewhere. This time, it feels like there's people in literally every corner of the globe looking to help us. It's a little unbelievable. I had to spill the beans to my partner. We're going through a lot because of stuff related to the wedding, surrounding the wedding, a lot of having to do with family drama and current politics. Wouldn't you know, planning an interfaith gay wedding when your entire family voted for not that and has yet to voice any disapproval of any of it is emotionally draining. We're just running out of steam. Anytime we talked about it, yes, on still getting married, yes, this year, but so discouraged that he couldn't just have his big happy family without drama. So one evening, I just brought the box full of mice in from the garage and held it on my lap and explained to him. He already knew about Oma's mouse and that I'd replaced one. Explained that I went online to be whiny and that y'all didn't take it as whiny, but embraced me instead. Then I started just throwing mice into his lap one at a time, explaining that I got mouse after mouse after mouse because you folks would just not let it go that I needed the one. Because y'all wanted our joy to overflow, not just see minimum needs met. I explained that when gifting mice to him, it was my way of reminding him that if Oma was around, she would have loved him. And he's part of my family now too, and I'm welcoming him in, even if there's no one else around to do it. We have a bunch of mouse stand-ins who will be much more civil than my actual family members. Now we get to design the mouse display together. He has such an eye for aesthetic. I think it's a good move. So we now have a wedding date. This is probably the last big update until October. We are still accepting mice. I'm happy to assist with mouse airfare if they do not travel with excess luggage. I do request that mice that travel to us come with a little note that we can display as well. I originally thought about cutting out the postage and making a collage of that, but I didn't want to tediously censor addresses if I posted pictures. I'm a collage artist as a hobby, so it would be nice to include something like that I could have to frame behind them when I display them later to remember you all by. That was cute. Oh, if you would like to send a mouse, please send me a DM. Otherwise, as much as the well wishes are, I'm sure sincere, I have to ask people stop asking if we are in your area because it forces me to say yes or no. I'm trying to remain as private as possible as a person can while still asking strangers to send me things in the mail. We can send mice. Can we send all to you so he gets a giant box of them? Imagine. Could you imagine? Hey, I run a Reddit story reading show on YouTube, and our community is also mostly incredibly queer. So we wanted to also give you mice. Oh my goodness, I would be flattered. I'm glad you find it wholesome more than sad. It's wild to me that something in my life would hit one of those YouTube channels that reads Reddit stories. You may send me mice. If they are to attend the wedding, please have them arrange their travel by October 1st. Holy f***ing shit. Oh, I gotta go get a P.O. box. I gotta go get a P.O. box so everyone can send me mice and I can send mice to this wonderful man. Gay mouse army for the gay mouse wedding. Let's go, baby.